Welcome to National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector. Coming up, the Public Works Minister says a real rebuilding will begin in 2016. London-based musicians give more than £9,000 for recovery. And DOWASCO says all communities now have access to potable water. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this. Thanks for staying with us. The new year means the start of earnest rebuilding of this island. This from the Honorable Minister for Public Works, Ian Pinard. GIS News talked with Minister Pinard exclusively on Thursday.
2016 we'll start seeing the rebuilding and the reconstruction of areas affected by Tropical Storm Erika. I think after the Boudica Gorge was the last area affected that we couldn't get connected back to Dominica. And on December 24th we got the Boudica Bridge finished. It's a temporary bridge. We got it finished, and now we have now connected the rest of Dominica with everyone else. So I think right now we are definitely in 2016 is always going to be about reconstruction and rebuilding better.
The outgoing year, 2015, he says, was a mixed one, replete with wins and losses interspersed throughout the months. Naturally, he says many of the achievements of early 2015 were undone by the August storm, and other plans outlined in the budget were deprioritized to make way for immediate recovery.
We were expecting to have a lot of things done during that budget, but then Tropical Storm Erika came on August 27th and basically changed everything. So Dominica was changed from after August 27th. And you know, from since then, we have been involved in cleanup campaign in terms of getting access done. The Boudica access was just completed, and right now we have everywhere in Dominica. You can visit everywhere in Dominica right now, although some areas are still very dangerous, like the Pidit 7 area. Although that road is open, we still don't want persons driving up there unless they have to. So 2015 was a very mixed, very challenging, very difficult year, and it had some good moments in it. But Tropical Storm Erika changed quite a bit, I think.
Nevertheless, there were some good times which he listed.
We signed the contract for the East Coast Road, you know, where Gallican Field was supposed to do that road from Wadiab all the way to White River. We had that contract going, you know, we were all excited about the roads enhancement, where we had to do the West Coast, the West Bridge, and also Independence Street, where we have the total, you know, redoing of roads under that roads enhancement project. So there were a couple of nice projects that we anticipated, that we were looking forward to doing, especially in 2015.
Meantime, the East Coast Road project is still on the cards following an assessment of the additional damage. The overriding mission of the Public Works Ministry to have all the island's roads in top shape by the year 2020 remains the goal.
We feel that you know, if we can get the assistance, which we are getting, especially now that the People's Republic China has come on board and is going to assist us by doing the West Coast Road for us. The British government has come on board and said they will assist us with the Lubia to Baratel Road, and we're now looking at that and they're funding it, which is grant funding. And on the East Coast, we're now looking at the EU. Also, we have funds from the World Bank in terms of doing from Wadiab all the way to Hatton Garden. And to get it, and the rest of it, we will look at funding it separately to have the entire East Coast Road done, especially the areas that are not covered under the World Bank and the EU project. So there's quite a bit of things that we're looking forward to doing. That some of them started in 2015, and then some will continue in 2016 in the new year.
The plan to light the island's major roads with solar streetlights was slightly delayed. However, the objective remains, beginning with the Eole Bla and the Nicholas Liverpool highways.
The majority West Coast or the Liverpool Highway is not affected. The affected areas are the bridges, the culverts, the road failures. So there is not the entire highway that is affected. So, you know, installing some of the lights on the highway, it wouldn't affect in terms of the work that has to be done by the Chinese. And the same thing on the Liverpool Highway. It's not the entire Liverpool Highway that was affected. There's certain areas in Bells, the Bells Bridge, and certain areas in Bells where the road collapsed. But the majority of the road is still in great condition. So in certain areas we can install the solar lights.
He says these projects will be fast-tracked where possible to kick off early in the new year. In more news, General Manager of Dominica's water supply company, Bernard Etinoff, says every community in Dominica now has access to potable water post-Tropical Storm Erika. He made this statement in an exclusive interview with GIS News on Thursday.
Prior to Tropical Storm Erika, we in Dominica were nearing 100% water coverage throughout all of Dominica. In fact, on completion of the Bells Penrise Sylvania Layu Park water project, would be really very, very close, 98.5, 99% water coverage throughout the entire Dominica. That system should have been commissioned in October, but because of Tropical Storm Erika on the 27th of August, we really had a major setback, not just for the Bells Penrise Springfield project, but Bells Penrise Sylvania project, but for throughout all of Dominica. All of our 44 water systems were affected tremendously by Tropical Storm Erika. We are pleased today to report, however, that almost all of those systems are now up and running, and every community is again being served by potable water from DOWASCO.
He notes, however, that some of the water systems in place are temporary, and in order to provide water to all areas of Dominica, specific measures must be taken.
Temporary restoration works cost DOWASCO in excess of $5 million, and the more permanent works is expected to cost in the region of $38 million. So we will be working with the government of Dominica and with the financial institutions to see how we can bring those systems up to speed in the shortest possible time, because we recognize now that the systems are very, very vulnerable to even very minor weather conditions at this point. And we really do not want a disruption to the lives of our people, to the lives of our customers. And so we'll do all that we can in collaboration with the government of Dominica to ensure that the systems are brought up to a minimum standard that can continue to serve the people of Dominica. We have been trying to provide water to as far as Salisbury, Grand Savan area, from the Picard intake in Portsmouth. And that has been going fairly okay, with the exception that, to get water to fill the Salisbury storage tank, we have to shut down certain valves from certain communities. We sometimes have to shut off the Portsmouth area so that we can divert more water on the west coast so that everybody can receive some water at some time. We are trying to manage the system to ensure that people are at least satisfied. It is not the best thing. We do know that people complain from time to time when they get up in the nights and there is no water. What we try to do is to inform people when we are going to do this by announcements on the radio. And by and large, I must say that the cooperation has been tremendous from the Dominican public.
The final community to receive a regular supply of water was Girardel, whose supply was seriously affected by the storm.
It's a pumping system. We had to replace pipes and source the armored cable to power the pumps down by the river. And so we got those just before Christmas, and with the assistance of Domlec and the contractor, we were able to restore water to the Girardel community. The people, they exercise tremendous patience. We try to truck water, but trucking can never be as efficient as water in your pipes. And it's uphill, so the truck could not even take the maximum load that it would normally carry on a flatter. So we really appreciate the patience of the people.
The General Manager gave his heartfelt thanks to all nationals who assisted DOWASCO in some way.
I want to really extend our heartfelt thanks to all Dominicans who cooperated so well with DOWASCO to ensure that, water was restored. In some communities, the community persons actually assisted in the restoration of water, and this is commendable. And, they continue to cooperate with us as we, try to bring the systems up to date.
He also extended thanks to the staff of DOWASCO.
Our staff from even the very same day of the storm had been out there trying to restore water. You see, we recognize the importance of water to the lives of people. And so our staff had been out there from day one trying to ensure that people get water and find relief from the struggles that they had as a result of no water. And no amount of thanks. I mean, yes, they've been paid a salary, but a salary alone couldn't motivate people to put themselves out the way that our staff did. And so I just want to recognize that as we speak right now.
On Thursday, a party of three met with three top government officials to hand over a check to aid in Dominica's recovery and rebuilding. Ricky Blur, his mother Edme Caprice Blur of Scott's Head, and girlfriend Shakira Henry came all the way from London, England to bring a check of just over £9,000, the proceeds of a musical event put on by Ricky and several others who care for Dominica.
My parents are from Dominica. A few musicians that I work with also, their parents are from Dominica, and we decided we wanted to play our part and do what we could do to help support the cause. And so we put on the event. We had loads of artists come through in the UK, Wretch 32, Bashi, Shaka, who's also of Dominican descent, and a few others, and comedians as well, Eddie Nesta. We had huge support, and they all came out on the night, and we managed to raise the sum here, which we're here to part with the government to make sure it gets to the right places and the right people that need the help and support.
Government was represented by Cabinet Secretary Ambassador Steve Farrell, who accepted the check on government's behalf, the Honorable Minister for Public Works, Ian Pinard, and Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre, who represented the Honorable Prime Minister.
We're very, very happy and we're pleased. And most important for us, we'd like to welcome our sister here, daughter of the soil, and her son, and a group of musicians in UK, all of Dominican descent, who have found it fit to really, partner with Dominica, even if they're far away, way up in the UK, in London, but saw it fit to partner and to raise funds on behalf of Dominica. This speaks tremendous volumes for us. And we want to say to you, and to take back to you, my good friend here, take back to our friends of Dominican descent, and of course, parents of Dominicans in the UK, we take back the word from the people of Dominica and the government of Dominica to say to them a special thank you for that.
According to the donor, the funds were raised to impact as many areas of need as possible. Dr. McIntyre outlined the many needs which persist for months after the storm.
Erika really has bashed us, and I mean we suffered a lot during Erika. I mean, we had loss of lives, and we still mourn the loss of lives, of course. We enter in a new year here right now. There's quite a bit of housing assistance that need to be provided, both in the form of new homes, repair to homes, and a lot of lost items and damage to property. So £9,180 may seem small, but the multiplier effect can go a long way. But what's even bigger is the fact that you saw it fit to really work towards achieving something that you can help your country with. And I mean, this is tremendous for us. So we know you're looking at some of the areas that suffered most, like the Petit Savan area, Dubic, down in Collyho, Coolibistry, Good Hope, and areas like that, even Paradise Valley, where we had some serious damage and, of course, loss of lives.
Ricky Blur, whose grandfather and mother were born in Dominica, says although he was not born here, he identifies as Dominican, hence this initiative to help his country in this way.
About 2 or 3 years ago, I got my Dominican passport. I come to visit at least once a year. I've been there twice this year already. At least once a year I come. I usually come for festival period. I very much identify with Dominica and the island and the people, and it feels like home when I come here. When some of the images started to go around on WhatsApp and whatnot, I had people messaging me saying, "Oh, how are your family?" People don't usually ask me that when there's something happens on the island. So I'm like, I don't even know why they knew. But the story of what was happening was spreading so strong, and then it just touched us that, hold on, this is very serious. And that's what irked us to do something. And we had a magnificent turnout, brilliant, like better than I could have even imagined, because our thing was we never had a set number of what we wanted to give. If we earned £1 to give, it's £1 we're giving, basically. If we earn 10, then it's 10. But we had no set figure. It was just a case of doing it for the right reasons, and then whatever comes of it, we make sure it gets to the right place.
These funds, which are raised for Erika recovery by associations and through events overseas, are used as they come. According to Honorable McIntyre, they help meet the day-to-day costs of feeding and sheltering the displaced, as well as the resettlement expenses and others. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
It is time to break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should not keep. For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. Looking back at 2015, Tropical Storm Erika is unanimously voted the major event which drastically impacted the lives of Dominicans. However, according to Philip Geist, president of Combined Taxi Association, in the face of adversity, we must remember that there is a silver lining to every cloud. GIS News caught up with Geist, who shared his feelings on the taxi and tourism industries of Dominica.
Starting off on the 25th of October to now, I think we have great positives. I think we have seen a massive improvement in the way the taxi drivers have conducted themselves in the restricted area and out of the restricted area. And the level of feedback you get from the customer when you speak to them on certain occasions, I feel that the service that the taxi driver has provided has improved drastically over the last few weeks. We had some training, and as I speak to you, we have some ongoing training in the evenings in customer service and what have you, to ensure that the drivers always keep sharpening their skills to ensure that we provide a better service and a good service.
He listed some of the challenges following the storm.
We had a challenge from the Trafalgar area into Waterwaven. That has lengthened the time of the tour. And so if you're doing a tour like the T2 Gorge, Trafalgar and the Hot Springs, it means you would have to drive all the way down to Papilot, cross Papilot right down, and then be able to drive into Waterwaven. So it lengthened the tour. However, it gave you an opportunity to do more, but driving the one road twice. And so if the bridge is up, then it means if you pass the Waterwaven end, you do the bridge, enter Trafalgar. But because of the bridge is not available, then it gets you to drive one road twice. And but generally, all he has done, lengthen the trip, but it gave the driver an opportunity to be out longer with his guest and to maybe have a better experience. So that was one of the challenges. We lost privately the Sultan Waterfall. It was a challenge because of Erika. I mean, it washed some sections of the road, and we felt it was a little bit frightening to take guests into that area. So we hope that some work can be done on that with a private area and make it more user-friendly so the customer can use it friendlier, and so therefore the taxi driver can take persons to that area.
Geist, however, believes that there are positives.
The Emerald Pool, in my opinion, is nicer post Erika. It's nicer. And even the Trafalgar Mama and Papa Falls, it's nicer. The access to the hot water area, it's still challenging, but persons go there at their own risk. But however, it's nicer. The waterfall, it's nicer. So every area you go to, even the Sari Sari Falls in Lapland, was able to be accessed through the cruise ship. It's still accessible. We have a legal challenge to get to Victoria Falls. The road in Boudica, as you know, just recently opened on the 24th of December, and we also had some little affecting to the Midland Falls. I visited Midland Falls. It's nicer, it's easier to access the pool, but the largeness of the pool, in my opinion, has cut down a little bit. But it's easier and more user-friendly for the visitor. For us as Dominicans, we can jump from stone to stone, but the visitor can't do that. So it's easier for the visitor to access the Midland Falls. There are lots of positives coming out of Erika. I think the visitor too even got more excited to see the island. So it created a larger turnover for the taxi drivers. More persons wanting to see because they have heard and they want to see what happened to Dominica. So then you get the taxi driver to go out. So more persons went out to see post Erika what happened.
He notes that the visitors themselves were interested in viewing the impacted areas of the storm, which created more business for taxi drivers.
What was surprising that a lot of persons, when they went to Victoria Falls, wanted to see what happened in the Boudica Gorge. It became a tourist site, a tourist attraction, even for Dominicans. So I think lots of positives have come out of Erika than negatives.
On Thursday, at the time of the interview, the MSC Orchestra was making its regular call to Dominica.
We have this boat there, the language is challenging because it's French and a lot of Italians and very few English people. But however, I think lots of persons on the last day of the year have made, so we call it in euro now, not US dollars, euro.
GIS had these final words for the Dominican public.
I don't think the tourism sector was negatively impacted. Erika just gave us an opportunity to do things differently. Some of the road areas were challenging. It got the driver to be a little more concerned, to put to practice what he was taught in customer service. Every taxi driver have done some training in customer service, and Erika actually got you to do a little more of it. Some of the drivers even had to pull off their first aid kits when they go to Trafalgar Falls, persons getting little bruises and needing little iodines and little things. So some of the taxi drivers got an opportunity to display what they were trained in. So I think all in all, I would like to really ask drivers we look forward in 2016. January, February and March looks very packed when it comes to cruise ships. I don't want them to drop their guards, keep the service as the best that they can. And let's look forward to 2016 as a bright. So let me tell the taxi drivers, Happy New Year and a prosperous 2016 and Dominica by extension.
The Honorable Minister for Public Works, Ian Pinard, is looking forward to a dramatic change in the Public Works Corporation in the new year. He was speaking to GIS News on Thursday.
The Public Works Corporation, in December 1st, we hired a new general manager in McDowell Paul. We're very optimistic with Public Works Corporation. We think that the corporation can be turned around. The board and the new general manager is putting a proposal together, a sustainable plan for the corporation, and it involved restructuring, reduction in staff. And this is what we have to do to make the corporation sustainable. And I think with the new guy that we have in place, we feel that he is capable of doing that. And we feel in 2016 we will see the turnaround of the Public Works Corporation, where the corporation can now be sustainable. And you wouldn't be hearing Public Works Corporation in the news again that their salaries haven't been paid to workers. And this is what we're trying to prevent. We're trying to make sure that the corporation is sustainable, they can do the work, the income that they have, they'll be able to sustain themselves, and they don't have to come to the government in terms of bailouts and things. And this is what we're looking at.
Minister Pinard believes that the challenges of the organization have been accurately identified.
Public Works has a huge expense bill. Public Works has a huge debt, and all this, if you don't have a sustainable plan, then it's just going to continue in terms of where it is right now. It's almost like you have a hole in your pocket and you keep putting money in it, so it keeps dropping all the time. And we feel that we have to stitch that hole to make sure that when there's money in it, that it don't fall. And I think with the sustainable plan that the corporation have, with the board and the general manager, we feel that the corporation will turn around.
Meantime, several new activities have been added to the 2016 Carnival calendar. At the first of its series of press conferences leading up to the Real Mass 2016, the Discover Dominica Authority, represented by Carnival promoter Val Coffey, gave insights into these new events.
One of the new activities that we have planned is something called Pan in the Sand. That will be done at the Cove, which is a new initiative where we're trying to bring back the spirit of the Pan movement in Dominica. So we want to encourage as many persons as possible to join that activity at the Cove. There's also going to be, for the first time, and as is the year, the Calypso Hall of Fame and Classic Kaiso concert show. That forms part of the Carnival program that is new. The Bouillon Monarch competition, which is the first time that they're going to be having a Bouillon Monarch show. So we'll have for the first time in Dominica a 2016 Bouillon Monarch champion. And that in itself, with the various boat cruises and that we have added to the program, we had to make this program be as all-inclusive as we can with the limited resources that are available at this point in time. But we do believe that in the spirit of Carnival being very high, we not having been able to do our World Cruise Festival, we think that Carnival is the time to start the engine going, to bring the culture back. So I think that these activities with the Queen Show, the Calypso Monarch Show, with the various tents, the various carnivals in the out districts, I think we'll have a successful event for 2016 as we bring the spirit of the Real Mass up to life.
And that's the English news. Coming up next, Creole Highlights with McPherson and Luce.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson, Saint-Louis. Premièrement, une équipe musicienne qui vit en Angleterre vient devant assister Dominique Sino contre Erika qui bien dommagé PA. Équipe là fait présentation sur une délégation dominicaine plus que 900 000 points pour le gouvernement. Une délégation gouvernement et puis chef honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre recevait l'argent là à ce compte gouvernement bon matin là pendant une cérémonie en cabinet.
Eh bien, aujourd'hui, nous jouons puis jeune monde Dominique qui jeune monde alon qui papa yo et puis maman yo c'est monde qui fait à Dominique. Eh bien, yo ban nous 9000 plus passé 9000 points aujourd'hui. Yo ka gagné ça 9180 pounds en anglais mais c'est apparemment que c'est plus passé 9000 points. Eh bien, aujourd'hui, c'est monde qui musicien, monde qui a fait joke, qui a fait gamme, qui est comédien, comédie. Et bien, ils joignent, à Londres, c'est là qu'ils vivent. Et ça, ils fait, ils ont joué. Et bien, ils ont levé l'argent à nous. Et bien, ça, ils dit, ils ont ça qui fait à Dominique, là, Erika est passé, avec tout le damage qu'il fait à Dominique. Moun qui perd la vie, moun qui perd caille, moun qui perd toute qualité bail, personal belongings, toutes ces qualités bail ça. Avec yo fait yon des trois gammes pour lever l'argent ça.
Si le ministre McIntyre, moun qui affecté Hot Erika qui bénéficie.
Avec Jordi yo vini Dominique now. And jeune bougla qui vini yo ka qui ça avant-garde musique ça c'est non c'est moun là. Avec il y a lo différents moun qui ka fait ça à Londres mais c'est moun qui fait hot monde Dominique c'est ça qui est ça diaspora mais c'est diaspora Dominique avec yo descend jodi yo joindre puis nous avec yo fait une petite présentation comme c'est yo ban nous on check avec l'argent ça non nous que servir l'argent ça pour monde hot petite savane monde hot Dubic Couliby Street Good Hope Collie Home monde qui perd Paradise Valley monde qui perd yo perd monde qui perd là yo perd yo ka match famille avec yo displace monde petit savane c'est pas petit savane yo ka rester à l'autre place mais nous ka ranger bien comme si nous ka ranger en place pour nous mettre yo nous pour côté fini comme si sauver avec nous ka plan pour nous ka mettre ces cas là nous commencer déjà à Centre Guambi pour mettre toutes ces cas là Petrocasa pour mon Dubic.
À la nouvelle, ministre Public Works fait appointement au manager neuf pour le département Public Works. Parole celle-là sortie du ministre Public Works, honorable Ian Pinard.
Le premier jour à décembre, nous avons un homme neuf, Public Works Corporation, McDowell Paul, qui est chef Public Works actuellement. Il y a un parti de travail pour faire à Public Works. Nous savons Public Works c'est une corporation sur place, une compagnie. Il y a un parti de problème, financial problem, tout cas de problème à Public Works Corporation. Et puis nous tapons un homme, nous croyons que ça c'est un bon job pour faire corporation là sustainable. Et puis nous quite optimistic. Et puis un new manager. Et puis nous savons qu'il fait un bon job pour Public Works Corporation là. C'est un parti de travail, 2016 là, il vient en neuf là. Il y a un parti de travail. Il commence déjà en mois de décembre déjà. Et puis moi ça va 2016. Nous avons Public Works Corporation qui a tourné et puis qui a commencé à faire primaire.
Et puis finalement, faciliter sport, la IVC qui a tapé attention. Parole ça la sortie du Parlement, honorable Ivor Stevenson.
Même instant, en l'IVC, nous avons fait un petit travail dans le plein fil l'IVC. Nous les avons des titacs et puis c'est pas un gros travail, mais nous les fait plein fil la plus meilleure passe. Pour des années passées, nous avons une grande ligue football qui a fait en live suite. Là, nous avons tapé toutes ces team football là qui ont son office là, qui compétit. Et puis nous avons quoi qui plein fil ça était tout petit. Et puis nous avons regardé pour que nous ayons plein fil en live suite pour taper et puis engager tous ces jeunes monde là dans ces villages là pour taper koyo dans différentes sporting activities.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Saint-Luce. Quand vous tout le monde, bonne année. Au revoir.
Coming up next, the only New Year's resolution you'll ever need. The best gift to give to yourself at any time is to be debt-free. Make a promise to yourself to be wiser with your finances. This is the rule. Eliminate your debts and only spend on things that get you closer to the life that you want. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. The GIS News production team wishes you a productive year filled with successes. We appreciate your loyalty throughout this year, and we aim to bring you more of the programming that you enjoy in 2016. I'm Jarna Hector. Thank you for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.